Welcome to Lights Out. I'm John Weiss,
I'm Andy Henderson.
and today we're really excited to tell you all about our new show, Lights Out.
So, John, what does lights out even mean?
Great question, Andy. It depends who you ask. So if you ask my wife, we're doing a show about boxing because she thinks it's a fighting reference. But to me, it's a little bit different. So as you know, I'm really passionate about technology, manufacturing, everything related to industry and tech stuff, right? Gets me excited. And so Lights Out to me is the idea and the notion of bringing technology into factories and industrial environments to foster a new age of automation, if you will. So if you picture a blacked out factory with, all dark inside, but everything's running, right?
Yeah,
No lights because people aren't doing anything, right?
the joke is there's the only person who goes to the plant is the one to feed the dog who keeps other people away.
Exactly. Lights out. That's what it means to me. What about you?
Yeah, same thing. I'm also a technology geek too, right? I love all things tech. Been working in. I'm an engineer by background. Been in the engineering space for a long time. Love playing with gadgets. Love seeing how we can make things run better, faster, and cheaper. And lots of times it's technology that helps us do that. So
Yeah,
that's what we're all about here.
definitely. So you and I know each other, Andy. We worked together for a really large industrial company a number of years ago. Um, that's, I think, what, if, at least for me, that's kind of what started me in this space. But I think it would be good to let folks know who don't know us, who we actually are. So would you mind sharing? Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Yeah. Well, I grew up. No, I'm kidding. I'm an engineer, as I said, mechanical. At my first job out of college was working with a big industrial construction equipment company doing diesel engine testing and development. So a lot of like designing tests of pre-production engines to try and make them fail in various ways in order to feed that information back to the design team to improve the product before it gets released to the customer. So there's a lot of designing experiments, setting up sensors, collecting data, analyzing data, and then from there went back to school to get a PhD in automotive engineering, where my dissertation, my focus was on an updated cutting force model for milling nickel-based superalloys. as esoteric as it might sound, but that was really important in the power generation market, and that got me through that. I got my foot in the door at a different large industrial company and spent a bunch of years working with manufacturing teams to identify how to improve processes, and namely what new technologies exist that can help do exactly what I said a moment ago, help run the process better, faster, and cheaper. And then recently, I'm at a startup in the tech space focusing on AI for industrial applications. So that's a bit about me. How about you, John? Tell everybody your background.
Yeah, my background is not quite as deep rooted in the industrial space as yours, but I've been in the software space for a little over a decade now, about 13 years or so, but who's counting, right? So I started actually many years ago in the print design world, and that's actually what propelled me into technology, if you can believe that. But I started working for a company that was at the time doing all the print design for Macy's catalogs. And it was right around the time where email newsletters were starting to get really popular, right? People were really embracing email, and now it was a new avenue for marketing. And so they didn't have somebody who knew how to create HTML-based email newsletters. And so they voluntold me to do it. And that the rest is kind of history. That's what propelled my career into software engineering. So I've been a software engineer for a really long time. These days, I'm a little bit more on the business side of the house, and I run a segment of a business for a pretty large software company. But I've spent a number of years in fintech, financial services technology, and then ultimately I worked for a very large industrial company and took on a kind of a key role in the software space for bringing new innovative technologies into factories. And that's really what introduced me to this world that we're here to talk about today.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, diverse backgrounds, but for sure, kind of it's nice to see how it all comes together. To quote, to use the business term, how all the synergy, how everything synergizes, it all comes together and works in harmony.
So, Andy, what are you excited to tell folks about on this show, and what can the audience expect to hear?
Yeah, one of my pet topics, if you will, is a skills gap. I like talking about how the workforce is changing and how people should be prepared for what technology is going to do in the industry and how it's going to impact them.
Yeah, change management, upskilling workers, finding the right people to staff new operations, greenfield, brownfield, right? All this kind of good stuff. Totally there with you. I'm pretty excited to talk about new technologies, specific types of technologies, and ways that they're being implemented, and use cases where people are successfully doing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Give people ideas about wins, things that they can maybe little nuggets they can take back and use in their own in their own plants and operations. I'm also excited to talk about just ideas, think like gadgets, things that people may not know, may not think, hey, how can I use that in manufacturing, or hey, that's useful in manufacturing, but put those in front, bring those up so that people maybe we spark some new ideas.
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about, right? We want to be a little thought provocative, maybe challenge the status quo a little bit, and hopefully give people some food for thought about what's coming, in the future here for industry, and how all of the new types of technologies, whether it's AI, machine learning, digital twins, whatever the flavor of the week, month, or year is, right? How can we take those and actually transform our industrial operations tomorrow?
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Well, hey guys, we're glad that you're here to check us out. We really appreciate you spending time with us, and we look forward to seeing you in the future episodes.
Thanks.